Hello and welcome back to BS Games. I'm just gonna quickly check to make sure that my stream comes up so that I can watch it and see any comments. Okay, I think I have that. So hopefully if you're using this as a guide, you haven't already done your second day, because I thought of a much better strategy than what I did yesterday, because I was very busy yesterday. I didn't have the time to invest in the game properly. Just things came up that I didn't expect. So if once you've reached level 70, you're probably going to get straight to level 75. Once you get to level 75, I would try not to grab this gift pack, which might be a little bit annoying, because the thing will probably flash at you. But try not to grab that so that you don't get an excess of vitality, because you kind of want to, at the end of each day, run low on vitality. At least be low enough that the vitality is doing the thing where it recharges every half an hour. Because if you look now, if I go on a mission, then when I auto battle and I do the maximum, it's going to take a whole day to be able to run out of stamina, out of vitality. So that's too much. And I actually think I need to reset the server. You can see how laggy it is. I did manage to get onto a few of the events for yesterday. But if you are starting a new server, try and make sure you've got your week sort of cleared up so that you can do all of the week's events to the best of your ability. So I'm just gonna start with the check-in, grab that reward, do the cumulative check-in. Then I just sort of start looking for things that are flashing at me. So I'll do that. Now I know the treasure map takes some time, because it's about 15 minutes a piece. So that's, nearly 2 hours or an hour and a half just to get all of that done. I'll go and grab this, because this one flashing at me is something else. So I'm VIP 0, so I can't get anything, unfortunately, but you do get daily things for being a VIP 1. Go and do the weapon guide, and didn't manage to get enough points for any of the weapons there. I wouldn't worry too much about these things. You will eventually get them, all of the weapons, just because this event, if you stick with the game long enough, this event comes up once a month or possibly more. I'm not sure. It comes up all the time, so it's perfectly fine. You'll be able to do that. I'm not going to do a late check-in because I don't need to. I will donate to my own guild, which, as you can see, once you reach level 5 for the guild, you unlock the treasure tree, which has a variety of rewards. So try and check these pretty often. So I usually play around early hours of the server resetting, as well as around event time. So you can get at least 8 fruits drawn, and you might grab a mystic fruit as well. The mystic fruit doesn't count as towards today's pick, but you only get to pick one of them a day. And there's slightly better rewards from the Mystic Fruit, I believe. I didn't hand out any of the chests that I got for attending events yesterday, and I'm the only one in my guild, as you can see, so I don't need to bother handing out rewards to anyone else, and so I may as well just upgrade myself as much as I can there. And now I will have a look at my spiritual beast. So I managed to hatch the egg yesterday. You know, when you start off, you've got an egg as your beast. It can hatch into a few things. I got Akamaru, so I've just got him going. I just need to calculate the time. Okay, I may as well send him on a 16 hours. I usually send them all on 16 hours. So I guess about 8 hours ago I was playing, which must have been when Akamaru hatched, and that's why he's got 8 hours left. So another thing you can do is check the cool events and have a look at which events you have to be able to unlock. So for example, this one at least lasts a little bit longer, so there's not as much time pressure on that. This is an easy one that you unlock naturally, usually day 1. Synthesized Jades. You can see I'm well on my way, and I'll probably unlock that day 7 or 8. I'll probably have all of those completed. Unlock the ninja rank. Again, that's about a day 7 or 6 or 7. I don't know whether I said 7 or 8 here. I mean 6 or 7. 6 or 7 here. I managed to do that yesterday. I think I did that on camera. I wish this, once you unlocked that trial completion, that it had a harder one, because you can do that super easy. This one I'll slowly work on, but day 7 or 8, at day 6 or 7, I don't know why I keep on saying 7 or 8. 7 or 8 just, I guess, just rounds it better for me. So day 6 or 7, I'll probably complete all of these. So I'm probably going to need a decent amount of silver. We're going to have to see whether I can manage to make my way up the rankings there. Same thing here, but there's not too many active players. So you can see I've got at least a little bit of a position. I think I'm pretty comfortably in 5th. Then the level rank, I'm probably going to be in the top 5, but at the very least top 6 isn't 6 to 10 isn't that much worse off. So I can look at my mail and clear that out, because you don't like to have too much of that. Now I like to grab the daily benefit. I don't remember whether I actually did attend Konoha Conquest, and whether that's a mistake that I should be able to retrieve it. Maybe I did and I forgot about it. I was very tired around that time because I had just woken up from a very late night, being out until 5 or something. So you can see I'm a slave once again, probably because I'm one of the highest level. There's a few high leveled people here, so I'll probably be enslaved a whole bunch of times. So just do a whole bunch of the interactions, and there's 6, and that's all I had done while I was waiting. I don't know why the daily benefit thing is still flashing at me. So the top Kages, I know I haven't really grown any stronger, so I know I won't be able to beat that. But if you've noticed that you've gone up a little bit, like if I had a new set, like I went from the rock set to the water spirit set, which is level 80 equipment, or if I started S-forging some of the equipment, or I got some good jades, then depending how close I was to beating it, you might decide that you can have a go at trying that again. But no matter what level you are, make sure you check your top Kages daily and do a practice, and practice each single one, because as I said yesterday, this Kazakage, just for one character, probably takes about 4 months or maybe more, and that is pretty much the fastest one that you can complete. And don't you get colorful souls? Don't use those colorful souls to fill in. They can be applied to any of the stars. I don't recommend using them because these last 3 need to have the colorful souls. They can't be done with any of these other types of souls. The elite match, I guess is on a break or something, I'm not sure. Make sure you get your prestige from that, and between I guess it says between 5:30 and the reset of the server, you can usually register here for the next day's elite rank. Even if you can't beat anyone in it, I believe you get rewards for having registered, because you technically get some points or something. So Ninja Crusade I will do off camera, but I'll probably just do normal mode once again and just autoplay it, because what I'm aiming for is, at the moment I'm not powerful enough to do the hard mode of it to get the rest of the things, so I'm currently just getting the equipment for each of my characters, and then if you click here you can go accessories forge, and you can actually once you've got enough materials, forge them, and they upgrade in power a little bit. So I want to forge 1 extra set, and I do this for each of them. So the level 40, the sand gear, I S-forge them into a flame gear set. I turn the mist gear into demon gear. I turn the violet gear into snow gear, because it completes here, collections, it completes these. So you can see if you do enough of them, you'll be able to give yourself a little bit of a boost, which you can see here, 15% is quite, that can be quite sizable. So I'll just collect these to get rid of that, and that's all of those. Now I do my daily task. So I usually just do a couple of purples, so why not do this? And so you can see I've got my weapons. I think I have... Okay, I've only got the 4 weapons at the moment at max. And then because I'm going to have this rock gear for quite a while, that's what I'm focusing on, because that's going to get passed on to Madara soon. And then once Madara can have better equipment, it's probably still going to be on the team. So it just saves having to inherit and losing a little bit of silver and a couple of levels. But it's not a big deal. The the most important things are your weapons to increase your damage output. If your weapons are all as high as they can be, then usually what you want to do is increase your agility on most of the characters. A Vanguard, it's not so important to have agility, but the boots do actually give a little bit higher BP for upgrading than some of the other equipment. So increase your speed on a whole bunch of things, and then this is HP, sorry, not HP, power. I'm thinking of Pokemon. Starting to lose my voice, it seems. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and because I like round numbers, we'll go with 5. So you can see that was upgrading by about 15 BP. I think these are about 7 to 9. So it's not all that much different, and it's not a big deal, but I usually go with weapon, boot, belt, and then one of these physical defense ones, then usually the strategy defense, and then the physical defense again. But it really depends on what opponent. If I know that my opponent, sort of one of my roadblocks is, let's say in Top Kage, it's this character and they use strategy attack, then I would focus on the strategy defense a little bit more. If I think that it's going to end up making a difference, I can do the free practice, 1, 2, 3. I don't ever bother doing the silver there. So we'll do a refresh, and there we got the double rewards, and I sometimes do, I usually do the make ramen. Let me just send these other active players their ramen. Even if they're not active, it's worth sending it because you get a little bit of silver back, I believe. But you should be sending to other players. Another thing you can do is you can buy from the mall, you can buy jades, you can buy just like 2 level 1 jades, and you can see they're pretty cheap, particularly for these first 7 days. It technically would slowly level you up, or get you a little bit closer if you were to grab a couple of these, so that you can then synthesize them and then get the level 6 ones. But I'm gonna go with the make ramen just because silver is pretty much always needed. Now I'm going to do the boost summoned beast because that's a free easy one pretty much to do. 3, 4. So I could do that, but I'm gonna save my green and blues in case I get arena, the arena quests, as part of the bonus points ones, because those are just time consuming. So, and as you can see, I end up with the refine. So let's go with the refine, and I like to at first make sure that I've got a purple, blue, green worth stat in each of them. I've got some good stats on these. So you can see that one's a little bit lower. It's not quite at that average of purple, blue, green. I don't worry about what stat is actually getting boosted at the moment. If I were a higher level and I weren't going to be swapping out some of these equipments, then it wouldn't matter. But I know a lot of these equipments are getting swapped out a ton, so I don't need to worry too much about what the refining levels are on each of them. So I get another 4 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I like those even numbers. And I actually could do another fortify, but I'll have to wait a couple of minutes for that. And I think I will. You can see I've got 5 tasks to complete, and I know I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I've got 4 tasks to complete. I've done all purples at the moment, so that means after completing the boost beast, I'll be able to do a green and a blue if I so choose. So I'm going to accept this, and I'm going to give this 2, and because we are now going to be just waiting for some cooldown, and because it's about 4 minutes of cooldown, there's no way that I'm using all of these 15 chances. It's impossible to need all 15 chances for the daily task, even if I did all purples for all 3 of the bonuses, which would be crazy. So I'm just going to beat these guys, which I know I can beat. Just because I'm not 100% certain I can beat these guys. Actually, I might have a look at my own character's stats. So 65 and 51, those are the important characters. So let's see. So I should easily be dominating this guy. So let's battle Lumi. I've got the level advantage. I've got the stat advantage. He has the beast boost advantage. I've got more characters, but let's be real, Kiba doesn't really count, but my Hinata completely walls his Iruka. So I should win, and I can't really be bothered waiting for that slow outcome. So refresh, because the results are already calculated. And the first thing I will end up doing is checking that. And I did beat Lumi. So now I've got 4 people that I can beat. And let's have a look at William. There's a good chance this person hasn't been playing very much. So, because you can see there's still a Genin. So 73, 75, and I don't know who they have on their team. I think they might be using Shizune on their team. But you can see here, just by my own rough guess, so because he's upgraded his potency, I feel like he has a very clear advantage over me. And he does have the battle point advantage, I believe. So my main has a little bit of an advantage, probably because of the rock gear, the rock equipment that I have. So I think we might just leave him alone for the next battle. And we do another treasure hunt. And go and grab these rewards. Now fortify, and I've got 2 more, I believe. And there's that. So now the only missions I can do, they're going to have to be from this target task section. So let's go, and we're looking for the beast boost, and I'm going to go with a purple beast boost because they're pretty common. Just waiting for the refresh. There you go. So not too many coupons spent there. And 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that done. And now I can do another one of these fortified ninja tools. So we're going to have to wait about 6 minutes. So some of the things we can do to fill in time, we can look at that. We can have a look at this. So with the amount of refreshes that I've done, I've managed to earn a couple of good jades to add to my team. I can do that, I can do that, which that's going to use up the whole of the box. Oh, I don't have enough room for most of this stuff. So here we can add the best gems available. I'll put an S attack there. Let's go and grab that one, and how much room do we have? I'll use that up, and I will also upgrade the level on Murderer. Use those experience scrolls. And it's got a little bit of lag here. And now I've got room for these 3, which I feel like are a little bit more important. So you can see if I take this out, I can now upgrade that and upgrade, and I'm doing this because we need all level 6, so that's what I'm aiming for. I'm combining the force, the agility, the chakra, and the stamina all to level 6, but usually I keep a good balance so that everybody has the same level, pretty much the same level gems. So for my main character, I usually have force, I have hit, I have the crit, I have S attack, I have agility, and I think stamina, I think the power as well. For Murderer, I have exactly these gems at a high level. For Hinata, I use all of these blocking type gems, so counter, I only focus on having 6 of each of these 3 gems at a time, so they can end up being a way higher level than the average of some of these other ones, like the power gem, which the power gem is on pretty much everyone. But the important gems I usually have are these 3, a power gem on my Vanguard, a force gem on my Vanguard, and I think sometimes a chakra gem. I sort of mix it up. Sometimes I've got the S attack. I'm not actually sure what's the best, 6th best gem for a Vanguard. It also depends on what your Vanguard is, how much damage they might be able to do. Hinata can't really do damage, so not too worthwhile. Then you've got the 2nd Assaulter, which follows the same, your Assaulters should pretty much follow this same pattern as your main, as force, agility, stamina, hit, crit, S attack, and I don't open up the sockets unless I were a higher level and I knew that I were keeping that gear for a long time. Like if I were level 120 or something, or if I unlocked some of those really OP, like red gears, I'd probably unlock them, unlock the extra sockets so that I could have 8 jades on each of my characters, but usually 6 is fine. So your assaulters are pretty much all going to follow this fashion, unless your assaulter is the Genjutsu user, in which case the only thing you need to change is the Force Jade for a Chakra Jade. Any Fury users and Fury Restorers, I put the Fury gems on, and you have the agility, and they're always support, I'm pretty sure. So chakra, so agility, chakra, your fury, hit, crit, and S attack. That's pretty much what your supports are all going to be, unless your support doesn't have fury restoration. Then you would probably go with I guess power instead of the Fury Jade. And I think I talked about the Jades for long enough. 2, 3, there we go, can complete that task. Now I may as well do 2 quick Genkens, which I'm going to transform here. Not transform, talk here. So let's go and grab a character. So I may as well actually, let's do a Purple Soul Genken first. Let's hope that I win at least 1 Purple Soul. I'm just going to keep on just going rock. And I reckon I'm going to get beaten. Nope, I got some Purple Ninja Souls, that's all I wanted. So I did 2 of them there. And for the cool events, I need 3 of these guys. And I need 4 of these guys. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Kimimaro to replace Kiba, and I'm going to go with Haku is a pretty decent guy, very useful. Back before Madara was just freely given to you, when it would take, you know, a week to get to level 50 or however many days to get to level 50, like pretty much Haku is Madara except a purple version of him. So that's why he's getting used. And I will swap Kiba out right now. And is Kiba wearing anything that Kimimaro cannot? I do not have bag space. So I'll just go to the warehouse. Let's just put these away. And now I should be able to just go here, go exchange. So Kiba and Kimimaro, they're going to be completely swapping everything they own. What level is Kimimaro? For some reason, Kimimaro can't have... because it's a shuriken and not a kunai. So let's give Kimimaro the kunai. And I don't think I have any other kunais to be able to give as weapons. I can give a blazing... I don't even need to give a blazing shuriken, because Kiba may as well still have that. So for... oh great, let's refresh to get this out of the screen. So for the Rebels attack event, I don't think I'm going to be able to reach the point where I've got level... so I'll be able to reach Chunin Devil today, but I won't be able to reach Jonin Fang. But when I reach Jonin Fang, I can have 5 team members for Rebels event. Swap over. For the Rebels attack event, I would take out Hinata, because Hinata doesn't do very much damage, and I put in Kiba, and then when I've unlocked 5 characters, I would be using not Hinata again, probably, depends on Hinata's level, but I'd probably be using Haku as well, because for any PvE event, even Konoha defense, if you can, especially if you know that no one is defending the gate, swap to your PvE formation so that you've got 3 assaulters and 2 supports. It really depends how much damage output each of your characters does. But presumably my Kimimaro is going to end up doing more damage than Kiba. So even when we're just using these 4, yeah, that's what my team looks like now. Although on day 7, I'm going to swap him out for Naruto. Let's grab some XP. Now we've just got the 1 daily task left to complete. And perfecto, we got a tailed beast. Easy peasy. Now, something I like to do is, well, first of all, let's use some more of these potency pills so that we can clear out some room in the bag. And now the only things I have to do, let's transform. May as well look like that. So I am hoping to get from the treasure map enough primary recruit proofs to outright buy Zabaza without using any general recruit proofs. So that's why I've been waiting on that. And I usually like to buy my characters from the Ninja Club using only the actual recruit proofs you need and not using up the general recruit proofs, so that they can be saved up for some of the more expensive and really hard to unlock characters from here. So yeah, like at the moment, like I'll probably end up with hundreds of these mid-recruit proofs, so I don't want to use up the general recruit proofs when I will probably need to use them on a character like Senin Naruto or Pain or upgrading Kakashi, because that's a lot of advanced recruit proofs. These guys I can't upgrade unless I'm a VIP, although who knows, there may be a Discord event which makes me a VIP. So the other daily things to do, if you check the daily events, we're going to do 15 challenges of the arena, although I'm going to save 2 of them for event time. Interacting with the slave panel, so using all 6 of these, or if you are free, then try and make sure you've got 3 slaves at all times. Doing the Ninja Crusades, I already talked about doing that earlier. The tournament, that comes up a little bit later, that's around event times. The daily benefit bags, I don't know why it appears there. And the Lost Tower, I'm not even bothering with at the moment because I don't want to use the Lotus Spars, the items you get from these, the enchant equipment, because once I get to a high enough level, I won't be using that sort of enchanted equipment. And another thing I'll be doing is trying to fortify as much as possible so that eventually all of my equipment is about as high level as possible. You don't want to have everything completely maxed out and then not get a level the next day and have to complete daily tasks where you fortify equipment and there's nothing to fortify. So always make sure there's a few levels of wiggle room. So I like to have my equipment at level 100, so if I am level 100 or over, once my equipment is around level 90, I don't usually fortify it unless I've got it for the daily task. And then if all 5 of my characters ended up with level 100 equipment, then I would make sure there's one extra piece of equipment that is a really low level, such as level 0, and it would be my special fortify equipment. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. All 5 of these guys have equipment. I'd just go like this, and then every time I've got a daily, this is just my daily equipment stuff that I sync in. So that's why it's useful to probably save all of your equipment so that you can just put a couple of levels into this, and it'll be cheap enough that you could get it to level 50 and it's no worries. But if you, for some reason, had level 100 equipment on all of these guys, this becomes level 100, then you can move on to this. And then if you end up with level 100, level 100, level 100, level 100, level 100, level 100, you can move on to a new character and a new character and a new character and a new character. So there's always stuff that you can fortify. Also make sure you send some vitality to people, and it's also useful to be below that vitality threshold so that you can actually claim some of that vitality. The only other things to think of before I log off and before you've done all of your dailies is your trials. So I'm just going to make sure that I have got in for one trial match of this before I log off, and then after I end this stream I will be still playing, and I'll be completing these trials, and I'll be completing a whole bunch of other things, the other things that I've told you to do daily that I can't be bothered doing that you've already seen on stream. So once again, I'm doing the level 50 of this because I'm aiming for the level 50 equipment. But once you have level 50 equipment, so the things you need are one weapon, it doesn't matter what weapon, and then the head, the armor, the coat, the boot, and the belt. Once you have created all of that stuff, you can stop doing these early ones and getting those equipments. You can do the hard mode and you'll be unlocking these materials, which you can use to S-forge the spring sets, and I think you might also get the rock materials. So that is that. And once again, what I'm aiming for here is the Bloodforge set, and then once I have a full set of Bloodforge things, and it doesn't matter what weapon I choose, because I'm only unlocking them for the collections completion. I'm not adding them because they're wonderful weapons. So you can see, if you unlock the set, I'm trying to unlock the Mist set so that it counts towards these. So I'll do one more of this, get some more Bloodforge equipment. And another thing you can do is S-forging. So I'll just get out of this battle and then I will tell you about that. So once you've got your Mist set or Blood set, if you actually look here, some equipments you can see they have a plus or a little arrow beside them. So if you click them, you can see that that equipment can be S-forged. And so you can S-forge that equipment for the collections as well. So you can see Advanced Spring Set, and if I click on my Spring Set, you can see that that can be S-forged for a completion in the collection. Now, one of the things is that they take quite a bit of resources. Luckily, a few of these sets are automatically given to you, but then, for example, the Waterforge set, you need to have forged the equipment yourself. So what I like to do is try not to sell any of the equipment for any of the 3 of these sets, because you don't know, even if you're not using a shuriken user, you may end up with enough water spirit steel to be able to make and then S-forge the shuriken, and you might only have 3 pieces of the kunai, or you might only have the 15 to be able to have made the water spirit kunai, but not enough to be able to S-forge it. So it's worth keeping those materials, and it may be better to just S-forge that stuff. Like a piece of equipment that you're not even using, just because you were unlucky and just got those materials instead. So this applies for each 10 levels. When you unlock new equipment, there's your slightly worse equipment, the purple equipment, that can't be forged, like S-forged, but the yellow stuff can be. So that equipment is the water weapons can be forged for level 80, for level 90 the thunder weapons, for level 100 the hunting soul equipment, for level 110 purple flame can be S-forged, for level 120 the demonic stuff can be forged, S-forged, level 130 or resurrection or reincarnation 1 level 10 is insanity set, and then the crescent set for level 140. And I think I only recently got to level 150, and I don't, but it follows the same rule. The yellow equipment, that can be forged, and the purple cannot, and always the accessories. Every 20 levels you unlock some new accessories, and the accessories can all be forged to make higher ones. So that's typically what I do, is I make sure I've got an S-forge set of each of them. And after, I'll just go here. So if I have forged this, if I had 83 demon agates, I would forge this, and then you can transfer materials if you've reached a high enough level that every 10 can be converted. So that's worthwhile. If I had 200 of these agates, or I had 100 of them, I'd just go and I'd convert 2 of them once I have forged this. But if you still have stragglers, like if you have 83, you forge it, it's become purple and it's become a demon headwear, then I use those extra 3 just to fortify it, just to clear up that bag space. That is, if I know that I'm never going to be doing these the normal Battle of the Valley of the End, because I'm never going to earn demon agates again. But if I know that I'm still doing these missions because I'm trying to get the materials for the jade pendants, then it's not worth leveling up 2 or 3 levels, then the next day you level up another 2 or 3 levels, then you level up another 2 or 3 levels, until eventually you end up wasting 20 levels on it. Well, those 20 levels could have been used grabbing a few more materials for the violet gear. So that's just the way that I like to do things. So I'm going to keep on fortifying my gear, keep on doing my arena battles, keep on resisting, keep on... Let's have a look here. Anything to complete? Keep on finishing my trials, and I'm also going to make sure that I am always auto-battling. So I'm going to use as much of that vitality as possible, and I'm going to actually be collecting enough moon springs, so about 670 moon springs, because these moon springs, I need about 670 to be able to complete the mist set and to upgrade the spring set. And then as close as 670 as I can get. If I get to exactly 670, then perfect. If I end up with 673 or something, then I can end up using the last of the moon springs here to advance the character a little bit. As you can see with the blazing set stuff, for example, I use that as upgrade material, and so that's pretty much what I always do. Is I get as close to the amount of materials as I need, and then I don't use any excess material. All that excess material ends up going into the potency advance. So even though I don't need any of these, actually I do need these materials, I need these spring set materials, but even though I don't need any of these blazing materials, it's still worth doing them. If I had all of the S-Forge, S-Spring set stuff, then I would still do this mission, because, I don't know, if I do it 100 times, I may end up with 300 blazing leather to be able to put into the potency advance. If I have 300, that's only a small amount there, because I'm level 50, but you can see here, that's one level. And yeah, 100 days, I'm sure to have a lot of materials. And it doesn't use any vitality to be doing these trials, so you may as well just do a bit of grinding to get that out. So I think that that's all I'll be doing for today, apart from when the events come around. You've already seen the events. If I feel like, well, you haven't seen the beast events. If I feel like it, I might be on for the events, but I believe I'm actually busy around that time, so I'll probably just have them auto-playing anyway. So you'll probably just see me next time for the day 4. And when I reach level 80, I don't think there's going to be all that much difference to what I've got going on. I'll level up a few levels from grabbing this. It's a nice jade box, some decent potency pills. But to be honest, you unlock a feature called Mount Myoboku. First of all, I'll unlock this as well, but considering I can't even beat hard mode, I won't be able to beat the one-tail capture plan, even on normal mode. And I'll unlock Mount Myoboku, but I don't think I'll be able to do much on that. So I'll save that for a different video, the day 4, or I'm sure that by day 4 I will have reached level 80, so I'll explain that then. It's not a big deal, just fight the level, and I think using the hit skill is your best bet to do as good as you can. Once again, if you've got a low BP like this, there isn't a whole lot you can do. You won't be able to do a ton of those levels. But if you are level 80 and you are on day 3 and my day 4 video isn't out yet, just try not to get too invested in it and look for my day 4 video, because it probably will be out by the time this one is out. So check that out before doing your level 80 stuff. I'm gonna call it a day. I'll just be playing the game like normal off screen. Feel free to jump on this server. It's not too late to join, and still be one of the high ranking people. You'd easily be able to, I don't want to shit talk these guys because I'm not like meaning anything bad by it. I think none of them are playing, and that's why they're easy to beat. But you should be able to beat this guy, you should be able to beat this guy, this guy, this guy. You'll be able to beat them easy peasy within a couple days. And Dark Black said that he will be dropping out soon, so he'll be dumping all of his equipment, so then you'll be able to move up another position again. So yeah, it is definitely worth jumping on this server if you feel like playing on a new server. Come join the Uchihas, come join my guild. I'd love to have you on there, even if you're not in my guild or whatever. Feel free to jump on this server. It's server 1180. Love to see you on. Feel free to come and chat, ask questions if you want. And yeah, if you see me online, feel free to talk to me. I'm going to call it a day there, and I'll see you guys for Unlimited Ninja Day 4. Bye.